Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So, y'all, I feel like I'm about a week and a half to 2 weeks behind, but I'm going to start today. I may not finish, but I'm going to go ahead and switch out these planters on the front porch. I've shared maybe two. We try to switch them out every spring and every fall, and I've shared those with you with the planters. But I love these because they're tall. They're not quite 3 feet, but they're maybe like 32, 33 inches, and it's tall. And then at night, these flame solar lights come on. But what I will tell you is these begonias have done very well. If I find this variety again, I will absolutely, I'm going to move back a little bit. I will absolutely probably do the same planting. Uh, Very low maintenance and they grow well. And begonias, this part of the porch gets morning sun for a few hours, not the harsh sun, so it does really well. The gardenia, this is called frost proof gardenia. When it does bloom, it's bloomed like twice this year. It really makes the porch smell great when you're sitting out here. Now, if you remember, about a week ago, we got down to 26. And so I took this begonia in right here, and I'll show you the other one in just a minute. Now I'm going to figure out what I'm gonna do with these hellebores. This is not supposed to be here, but I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do because I don't feel like they're performing. I don't want to put them out in the yard right now. I'll see as the season go on, like if they're gonna send out blooms, but I just feel like they're surviving. So this is the other side. Now what did take a really big hit for the 26-degree weather were the double rose impatiens. So we're going to get those pulled up right here. This was the other begonia that I took in, and before like hard winter weather sets in, I'm going to take both of those inside. I really feel like I should pot them up. They need to be in bigger pots so that they can flourish, but I really love the leaf pattern of both of them. I think the first one is like really my favorite because it has like silvery tones. This marjoram did okay. This was just, I needed to put something somewhere, so I just put the marjoram here. It's actually starting to bloom again. And so we're just gonna put, y'all know my fall and winter staples when it comes to flowers are pansies, are snapdragons, and so we're just going to put those, and Dusty Miller. So we're just going to put those all around the front porch. I expect the elephant ears, like once it really starts getting cold, they'll probably die back as well. Today, y'all, it was 76 degrees. So can you believe that last week we got down to 26, and so today was 76? And some of the plants, I know they're getting confused because you can see they're still making like new leaves, but we're still just going to put some color here. The dichondria did very well, very well. I've cut this back like twice because it starts to trail out. I'm not going to cut it this time. I'll leave it alone. And then just because the hydrangea took a little bit of damage, but you can see the new growth down here, I'm just going to go ahead and just I'm gonna just go ahead and cut it back because I know that when springtime comes, I'm going to be like trying to do so much. So I'll go ahead and take care of this now. Let me show you something that I was experimenting with, and now that I know what to do, I'm gonna cut this back probably late winter, early spring as well. Okay, so I remember buying these last season. We planted them. They were really pretty. These are the Dianthus. And because I was like, I'm not going to deadhead these like bloom by bloom, I did a hard cut. But then I started getting afraid because I was like, this plant is not going to come back. So I didn't do the back side. So you could tell that I did the front side. So late winter, early spring, we're going to do a hard cut on the whole plant so that it could be even, because if you can see right now, it's sending out more beautiful flowers, but this is where I start getting a little scared at. But so that they can be even, I'm going to like hard cut them, even it out. I'll just let these finish and we'll worry about this later. But let me share with you a planter that I just spruced up a little bit. Y'all, I don't decorate like I used to anymore. My kids are grown and it just takes, it's just less work. We'll just say that. But I do, for my planters, do a little sprucing up around the holidays. So let me share with you what I did. Make sure you stick to the end so you could see just some little small things that you could do to your planters during the holidays. Whatever holiday it is that you want to spruce up a little bit. It doesn't have to be like during Thanksgiving or during Christmas, just whenever you want to do a little bit of sprucing. So let me share with you the planter, and Chris doesn't like this planter. He doesn't like it where it is, but this was a planter that I had to find something to do with. Okay, so a quick backstory. I had bought 2 of these planters, one where you just saw the hydrangea, and then this one because I was going to put it where the 2 planters are with the begonias, but when I put it there, they just were not tall enough. These are about 20, maybe 25 inches. The other ones on the front porch are probably about 33 inches. And just to scale, it looks better. Not to say that this shouldn't be taller, but I was like, I gotta put this planter somewhere. So I put it in front of the garage. Chris does not like it here, but the other day I took one of my solar globe lights that was in the back, and I put it in here, and it looks so pretty when you pull into the driveway. But I went to the Dollar Tree and just bought some of their floral sprays until this planter really starts to bloom. So it's just kind of like a holder for it. So we got like red snapdragons, the white and the red pansies, but they're still a little bit young. And so until they start to fill in and really put on a lot of color with the flowers, I just put a couple of little sprays in here around the light, and they really look good and they really look festive. He says he doesn't like it, but I think he does. I think he appreciates that he has this little one light when he pulls in to the garage. So while I'm switching my containers out, I'm pulling out the begonias. I do have to share this with you all. I always get asked, do I like start over with new soil? I don't, unless there is a major problem where I'm starting to see that just plants are not thriving, or it was just like an infestation of some type of disease. So what I have done here is I've added slow release fertilizer, and I've topped it off with some more potting soil with compost. So that's what I have done in here. And so now I am ready to plant. But the good thing about these planters, I'm going to move back just a little bit. Again, I want to say they're about 33 to 35 inches. From top to bottom, it's not all soil. I would say the 14 inches down, maybe about 14 inches, it has this layer or this stopper there where that's only for the soil. So this planter is not full of soil. The bottom, I would say half is more hollow. That's where the water runs out. So we don't have to fill it with a whole bunch of soil, but I do top it off and I do kind of refresh it every season that we put something new in here. Okay, y'all, so it is the very next day. It really gets dark here in Georgia very quickly. I think around 5:30, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish this tomorrow. But let me share with you all before I go into what we planted and how we did everything. I remember buying these last season, and this is why sometimes you got to think outside the box when it comes to gardening and garden decor. So I bought these last season, and I said these would be nice to put on the porch. They are like rechargeable, and they were on clearance. And so I picked up a total of 3 of these, but this is like they're for the swimming pool, but I'm going to use them right here, like how we have them. I'll share with you all how they look once I get them charged up and once it is nighttime. But it doesn't have to be for the holidays. You could do all types of colors. It is 16 different colors, and then you have like color changing mode, and about 3, but I only put 2 on the porch. I may put a third one up here, or I may put one back on the patio. I'll have to see, y'all, because I'm always changing and switching and swapping out stuff. But with that said, we have the 2, they call them floating orbs, right by the tall planters. And again, I may change them. This one right here. But let's go ahead, let's talk about what we have in all of the planters, because I need to water just a little bit more. I wanted to go ahead and sweep off. I still need to come back and wipe down some dust and stuff, but this is a start. I'm gonna put on my to-do list. We'll come back later, wipe everything down, and I just wanted to blow the porch off. Okay, so within these 2 planters, these are the tall planters, we have the violas. And so we have a mix of red and white right here. And this is what we bought like 2 seasons ago. And it does okay. But I'll show you the other one because that does a little bit better. And all of it depends on the placement, the sun shining on it, all of that. But I did stick a couple of Dusty Millers in here. And it all looks nice when this flame solar powered light come on at night. But this is what I did. Went to the Dollar Tree, and I may still move them again once they grow in. But we just got some floral sprays, just like we did on earlier. Just get some floral picks and put them in here until they start to fill in. Now I did have to get a new Creeping Jenny. So we put a new one here, but I'll show you the other one that's over here because I really am just going to trim. I'm going to trim this one up. So I didn't need to replace this one. But since this one grows a little bit more fuller, these are begonia blooms. Since this one grows a little bit more fuller than the other one, I only had room for 1 red, 1 white pansy, and 1 Dusty Miller. And so we put the floral sprays. Since we had the Creeping Jenny on this side, we put the floral spray on this side. So this is where we had our double impatiens that we removed, and we put in red and white pansies right here. I'm going to come in and clean all of this up. We also put 1 red pansy right here, and I had a yellow one. I'm hoping this will come back. I actually had 3, but the other 2 looked it pretty bad when I planted, so I just took it out. But the reason why I came with the yellow right here is because if you look at the throat of these pansies, you will see that they kind of match. So I cut back the marjoram a little bit. This is just one of those herbs that I did not have anything to do with. And I've cut this back several times, and so we just put it on the front porch, and sometimes when I sit out here I will run my hand through it and just smell it. But I'll probably plant a new one for next spring. And again, y'all, the begonias, once the temperature starts to drop, then I will take these in the house. I really want to repot them, but today is not the day to do that. Okay, so this planter right here, I trimmed up the dichondria just a little bit. And so I pulled all of the spent leaves that were on the elephant ear. And so we just put more pansies. We put red, we put white, and we just went all of the way around so that it can fill in. I tried to position this so that it doesn't cover a little bit, but it'll fill in. It'll be just fine. If y'all can't tell by now, I bought a whole bunch of red and white violas and pansies, and I did that thinking I was going to need more, but after I got to planting, then everything worked out. And right here, I cut this hydrangea back. These are just annuals. They're shallow rooted. They're not going to be, when the spring comes, I'm going to pull all of this up. But I still wanted to have a little bit of color. I just went ahead and cut that back because this is a heartthrob red hydrangea. And I bought it last year. It didn't bloom because that was the first, actually a few months ago. I didn't expect for it to bloom, but I do expect for it next season. And we got new growth already coming up, but this is just kind of like a placeholder until next spring. So these will grow. This gets morning sun a little bit longer, and so we'll see how that feels in. So again, hit the subscribe button. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% done, but for the most part, we're done. And when I say not 100%, because I still need to get some more cedar mulch chips and just kind of put them in the containers as a mulch. And what else do I need to do? Just little minor things here and there. But I want y'all to see how everything just starts to grow in and really look nice for the holidays.